There is a certain set of numbers in that logo that is characteristic to a lot of things I do in my own personal algorithm. And because of that sequence and those numbers being what they are, it's like the science behind how I interpret price runs. And it's also the science behind the aspect of time. So when I teach and I trade with elements of time and price, time being the first factor before I even consider taking a trade, because there's certain times the algorithm is going to do specific things. And unless I know what that time is, and I'm not going to be in front of the charts at that moment, then there's no trade. Price itself will behave a certain way at that specific time. And the numbers that is used for these price runs algorithmically are actually in that logo.
It's going to be a video about my analysis of this time sequence, which is based on ICT's logo. So what I've noticed is certain points in time during the day, events happen, like 3 a.m. in the morning, which is, just looking for it, 3 a.m. here, as an example, is when there's a move, and it's the same for 10 o'clock in the morning. I've heard this quite a few times, that 10 a.m. as an example, once you hit 10 a.m. you know the direction of price, and I've struggled with that because it's never quite evident when you're just looking at price if you don't take into account time. So for instance, up here we have 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is around the time when you have the Asian session, which is around here, and it's setting up price. So price becomes like or the time element becomes a specific time during the day when you're going to get either accumulation, manipulation, or distribution. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's accumulating liquidity on one side of the market. So if I just zoom across here a little bit, because it's the 15-minute, this is that same point in time, 3 o'clock, and it's accumulating liquidity here, these highs. And then following the accumulation, you have the manipulation, which is the formation of a breaker. Okay, so it's the end of that accumulation going into manipulation, and then the reversal, which is the distribution going all the way down. Now, when you look at it on this chart, let me destroy that a second. So focusing on the overnight, yesterday's, here is this circle here is the accumulation phase, and you can see it when it's taking out the buy side liquidity. When it's finished, what it's going to do, you move into the manipulation, which is this smaller circle by here, and that's where the break forms, and it's always time and then price. So price is starting to move in the opposite direction. It's broken. Once the manipulation is finished, then you get the reversal, which is the distribution going down, and that's covered by this circle here. So when you're looking at the logo, you're looking for this sequence: a small circle surrounded by two large circles on either side, and throughout the day it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, just like this. So when we're coming into trash that. In fact, I'm just going to leave it on a second. Coming into the distribution, it's always 10 a.m. in the morning, you know the direction of price. That's what I've heard quite a few times. So I've positioned this, the end of this smaller circle and the beginning of the distribution at 10 a.m. the previous day. Okay, so this manipulation of price, the breaker, inside here there'll be a smaller circle. It's like a fractal effectively. So it's this repeating. You got a large circle, small circle, and then a bigger circle surrounding these two, and you got the same here and here, and the same again. Well, inside here, it's the same principle. I have, if that was the larger circle, this would be the smaller circle by there. So you've got the same fractal appearing, and this end is where the break forms. So between 6 o'clock and 9:30, I think that's right. Let me just double check this. So 6 o'clock and 8:30, somewhere there the breaker will form, and then between 8:30, so right, 8:30 and 10 a.m. is when the reversal starts. So that's like phase one distribution, effectively. So when I'm aligning the previous day, this larger circle, I'm basing it on that premise. The distribution here starts at 10 a.m. Okay, so to find it on this larger circle, the two circles on the inside, I go like this, and it connects to the next one, and the process just continues like that. So we have 1, 2, 3. That's the distribution. You look back, you got the smaller circle, and then the same size effectively. So you got that kind of step. That's what's happening. And then what you have is to the right of that, this distribution becomes accumulation for the next phase, which is, here's the manipulation, and here the distribution begins. And the distribution, okay, so this circle here, okay, the manipulation is all of this here, and this larger circle here is the equivalent to this. So this is the accumulation, this is the manipulation, and this is distribution, which is this long bit going down. Now, it's fractals inside fractals. So we have this distribution here, which is setting up price for the next leg down, if that makes sense. So resetting all this, this phase begins the current day's trading range. So we have this large circle with two circles in the middle. Take the high, and just on that high to this one here. Okay, and this is time. Each one of these circles is I'm using the circles because it's easier to visualize it. But each of these circles is an element of time. So if I float over this circle here, so let me draw it just so you know what I'm looking at. This one is accumulation. Okay. And it starts at around about 8:30 in the evening and ends at midnight. So that's the Asian range. And then the distribution, so the manipulation starts straight after the Asian range. You get the manipulation. What's it doing? Well, you've got all this liquidity at the top. It's gone for the highs. So you know it's gone for the highs. You can expect the reversal to happen once the time. This is the distribution here. So let me circle them again. Manipulation here, and then into distribution. What happens? Price drops. So we have, it completes that step, and this becomes the accumulation phase of the next step. So what do we have? We have price dropping, setting up liquidity on this side. We get the manipulation. So within here there'll be a breaker somewhere, which there is here. If we zoomed in, just by there, there's the breaker, and we get the distribution, which completes the cycle. So here we have the breaker, we have this displacement leg going up, and then you get this. Just see the wick just by here that comes down to touching 79%. That's the beginning of the bullish move to take out all of this liquidity above. So that completes the step, the cycle. So we have this during the day. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Turns to accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That is how to interpret these circles in a logo using Fibonacci, time and price.